What's happening, party people from the fifth dimension? This is your homeboy, Angelo. You caught me out at night in the backyard, or maybe it's early morning, you're never going to know. But I'm always on the grind, you know what I'm saying? Because life stops for no one. But that being said, you've got to know when to take a break. Like Kenny Rogers said in The Gambler, you got to know when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them, you got to know when to walk away, and you got to know when to run. Now that may quite literally be about a gambler with his cards, or it may be about life in general. Knowing when to hold them, knowing to stay put, know when to fold them, knowing to call it quits, knowing to walk away from a situation, knowing to get the hell away from a situation, knowing when, you know what I'm saying? So, right now, and you see in my recent video, a little bit under the weather. It happens to all of us. It's been almost 3.5, almost 4 years since my last little head cold, rhinovirus, whatever you want to call it. And I made a post about how to get over a common cold, how to get healthy from a common cold. Now, look, any kind of virus like that, there's no silver bullet for it. The best way to be healthy is to be ahead of the game. Preventative health, keeping your immune system bolstered all of the time. That means eating organic foods, eating lots of greens, getting your vitamins like your natural zinc that we have in Purium. You know what I'm saying? Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin bitch, vitamin what? Always being healthy so that you don't have to come and like, okay, now I'm all sick and my body's all torn up, so now I'm going to start getting healthy. Now I got some kind of cancer or rare disease, and now I'm going to start taking my health in my own hands. Believe me, I know that story because that was my story. Brain tumor diagnosis, 2013, y'all. And it took years of exposure to toxicity and my own internal toxicity to get me into that situation. But thank God, literally, that I found a way out. It started with knowing of self. All knowledge is self-knowledge. Bruce Lee tells us that. That's an obvious statement, but a lot of people don't understand that on a fundamental level. Fundamental level, y'all. So, I'm going to give you some insights on how I get better when I'm not feeling good. Maybe you feel a little tickle in the back of the throat, you're sneezing a little bit, or you feel sluggish, the energy's low, there's some aches and pains, and you haven't been getting that good sleep that you needed, and you've been overdoing it, you haven't been eating good. Well, that's the first step. You don't want to get into those situations in the first place. But if you do, here's what you do. Make sure you get yourself a good source of zinc. I'm not talking about that store-bought synthetic zinc. I'm talking about that Zinc Aid, that stuff I take. If you don't know about it, check out the links below. Get yourself plugged into the Pure and the Premium. That's what's going to be. I got $50 off. Anybody's first order over 75. That's what I'm here to tell you about. This is stuff that's changed my life. That's right, baby. So, get yourself some turmeric and black pepper. Mix that stuff together. Make sure it's organic. It's non-irradiated turmeric root. If you want to get the whole root organic, cut it up, put it in some water, and boil that stuff with some organic, fresh ground pepper. Do that. The reason I say that, and I've said this many a times, is that the black pepper has an alkaloid in it called piperine. And when you mix that in with turmeric, it helps your body absorb like 2,000 times more of that curcumin in the turmeric. What that does, turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, it's an anti-cancer, and it's an anti-aging. We've known this for thousands of years. Ayurvedic medicine has told us about this. It's even been proven in modern Western studies, which, they're keeping a lot of this shit from you because they really don't want to tell you about health, man. Look at this. We're living through a pandemic, right? And they're saying nothing about organic, clean living foods. 99% of the stuff on the grocery store shelves is garbage. It's going to cause inflammation in your body. It's going to wreak havoc. We've got more than 30 ingredients in most common foods in quotes, frankenfoods, that are banned in other countries. Most Western countries banned. Stuff like high fructose corn sugar or syrup, food additives, artificial flavors, artificial colors, plastics. The average American is consuming a credit card size worth of microplastic a week. That's a fact. You can take that to the bank, look it up yourself. Do your own research. If you don't feel the way you want to feel, if you don't feel as good as you want to feel, but you still want to eat junk food and, eat processed food, well, don't complain too hard when you keep getting sick all the time. I've seen people keep going to the cycle of sickness all the time. They're drinking. Drinking is one of the worst things you can do for your body. I can tell you firsthand because I was a beer drinker and other alcohols, but mostly beer for 20 years plus. And it wasn't like I was drinking a lot. And sure, I'd get snookered on here and again, but really, it's just that it's that long habit of doing things that are not good for you. It accumulates over time. It bioaccumulates over time. So when you find yourself sick, my last video, I'll just tell you this real quick. The last video I posted was about taking turmeric, taking zinc, lots of greens, lots of water, gargling with salt water. They put that like an adult censorship on there because it's like, oh, that we don't want people spreading misinformation. Are you kidding me? When is the last time that you ever heard anybody from any of these government agencies, the World Health Organization, the CDC, talking about eating healthy, talking about eating organic food, and yet they allow pesticides in 80% of our foods, probably more than that. Our foods, quotes, are riddled with toxins, y'all. And even just being alive and walking around any city, suburban area, you're going to be exposed to EMF, 5G radiation. You don't think that does anything to your body at all? You think that's conspiracy? Come on, y'all. Really. Look at the toxins and the pollutions in our air. Look at the air, water, and soil. We've got very limited amounts of healthy soil, topsoil left on our planet before we are screwed. And if we don't do something now, we're screwed. So you want to support organic agriculture, y'all. You want to support non-GMO. That means non-genetically modified organisms. Roundup, no thank you. We don't want Roundup. Bayer bought them out. They're taking out. What's on the cover of the Roundup? Roundup has this chemical called glyphosate, right? That's what's killing the gut pathway, the shikimate pathway, the soil health, all these microorganisms and bacteria that we need to live. We live in a hyper-sanitized world. So what is Roundup doing to that? Well, on their packaging, it shows them taking out a dandelion. Like, dandelions, terrible. Dandelions are one of the most nutritious and valuable food. You can eat the entire plant, and it helps with so many things for your health. Don't believe me? Don't believe me. Was this misinformation? What do you think? I'm crazy? No, it's not. Dandelion roots are so good for creating bile in the liver, in the kidneys. It helps with digestion. It helps with your heart. And yet, a company, Bayer, Bayer, who purchased Monsanto, the owner of Roundup, Bayer has been selling aspirin. Take aspirin for your heart. And yet they're destroying dandelions. It's one of the best natural foods for heart's health support. So I'm not making this up, y'all. You get censored for talking about health and wellness. So I don't even know who's watching this or what people think about this. But if you're sick, rest. That's the most important thing you can do, because when people feel sick to their stomach, I'll speak from a personal family member of mine, my dad. I love my dad, but he thinks ginger ale is the solution to everything. Ginger is a natural medicine. Ginger is so powerful. It's potent. It helps cleanse the blood. It helps settle the stomach. But ginger ale now is like a soda. It's got that high fructose corn syrup in it, and he's going to drink that when you're already sick. Just get yourself some ginger, boil that up and drink that with some turmeric and black pepper. I mean, this is not like some crazy health concoction. Maybe it won't help you or heal you, but it definitely is not going to hurt you. Ginger, turmeric, garlic, these are all natural medicines people have been using for thousands of years, y'all. Don't take it from me. What do I know? All I'm saying is, like, my symptoms have gone within 2 days. And usually when you get sick with something heavy duty, you can feel it. You're like, oh no. Sleep, long sleep. If you got to work, don't go to work. Stay home, lay around, drink water, go for a little walk. Just like when you're fasting, gentle. You got to give the body a break. The body does most of its own repair while you're asleep. And if you're continually feeding your body while you're sick, then your body's going to have to process that and fight whatever's attacking it that's not good for it. That makes perfect sense, but most people don't even think about that. So I offer you, just understand your body, understand what makes you feel good. And when you're not feeling good, rest. Eat mineral-rich superfoods like deep greens. You want to have some barley greens, maybe some wheatgrass, lots of good water, because the body's made up of water. You want to flush those cells, feed those mitochondria, cleanse the blood. And greens do just that, because greens are a perfect match with the magnesium in them to the iron in your blood. Together, the hemoglobin's getting cleaned up. You lose about 10,000 cells per second, but you also gain about 10,000 cells per second. So think about that. We're made up of trillions of cells. So in the grand scheme of things, 10,000 is not much, but we're constantly becoming anew. So clean your body, gargle with some sea salt water. That's good for you. That's going to help, flush out some of that inflamed tissue. The body creates inflammation itself, not to torture us. That's not actually the dis-ease itself. The inflammation and the sweats and all the coughs, that's the body trying to extricate itself from the toxicity that it hasn't been exposed to or that has created itself. When you feel shitty, that's usually your body's way of trying to heal you. It's trying to give you a fever or whatever it's doing, sweating. It's all for you to cleanse and heal your body. So remember that. Don't be upset at your body. Just take some healthy herbs, lots of tea, and rest, y'all. Rest. And you're going to feel better. Just give it a few days. The body has an amazing capacity to heal itself when given the right environment. So treat your body well. Rest, fast, relax, breathe, and gentle motions, baby. Gentle movements. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. This is Angelo out here in the 5D. Peace. Much love, y'all.